Let me just take a good look at all of you. This is quite overwhelming to see everybody like this. This is exciting. Deep breath. Good afternoon, President Lightstone, Provost McCartney, honored guests, fellow colleagues, family and friends of our graduates, and you, the Faculty of Education graduating class of 2015. It is an honor to stand here today and deliver the Convocation address this afternoon. I have many things I would like to share with you today, but due to limited time, I must edit accordingly. But I still have a lot to say. Where to begin? Today is a special day for each and every one of you. Today marks the closing of one chapter and the opening of another. After much hard work, we are here today to celebrate your accomplishments, your many accomplishments. As a visual arts specialist, many of you will not be surprised that part of what I would like to speak to is the importance of the arts in the education of our children and to society. This will come a bit later, though, in my talk. I would first like to share some information with you that I discovered while preparing for this address. I was surfing the internet for some interesting facts to share with you all today, and one piece of information proved to me to be very intriguing indeed. This academic year, well, the first half of this academic year, 2014, was the 50th anniversary of the founding of this great university, my alma mater for my undergraduate degree, and the year that I myself turned 50. Thank you. 1964 was the year that Brock was founded, and in 1964 was the year that I was born here in the city of St. Catharines. I continued to Google Brock-related topics on my computer. I typed in our namesake, Sir Isaac Brock, and found out that Sir Isaac and I share the same birthday, October 6th. Sir Isaac Brock was born on October 6th, 1769, and I, almost 200 years later, 195 to be exact, October 6, 1964. This I found to be quite the coincidence. Is there anybody else here today who has a birthday on October 6th? I just want to see. Anybody? Is there? 2, 3? Okay, this is good. Please come and see me after this ceremony and we can arrange an annual Sir Isaac Brock birthday club. I want to start that. Let's start that. Okay, here we go. This afternoon I would like to share some thoughts with you, thoughts I hope you will take with you after today's ceremony and into your future careers. For the last few weeks I've been jotting down ideas that came to mind, thoughts I want to share with you, words of wisdom, etc., as you embark on this next chapter of your lives. After gathering a few pages of thoughts, I encountered the dilemma as to how I would incorporate all of these various ideas into my address. It was not until this past weekend that I figured it out. An idea came to mind as to how I could structure all of what I had written down into a succinct, hopefully memorable, body of text. In honor of the 33-year career of the recently retired late-night talk show David Letterman, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, I've put together my own tribute to you all in my own Peter's Top 10 lists of ruminations, aspirations, and introspections for the 2015 graduating class of Brock's Faculty of Education. So here we go. Hold on, let me get some water. Those who I taught you know that I always have my bottle of water at the front. Coming in at number 10, never stop learning. As educators, our duty is to stay on top of the latest educational strategies. We owe this to the students we are teaching. We owe this to the parents of the students we are teaching. I know the line, lifelong learner, might sound like a bit of a cliche, but it is true. Please promise yourself to keep on top of the teaching and learning profession. Teaching is a calling, it's not a job. And to remain true to that calling, we need to keep at ourselves to stay on top of our game. Number 9, create a sense of community. As a teacher, this is one of the first and most important things you must do. The Oxford Dictionary has a lengthy definition for the word community, but one part of the definition explains it as a body of nations unified by common interests. This will be your future classroom, a body of nations unified by common interests. You will be the one responsible for establishing that sense of community in that classroom. You will be the one creating a safe place where each student feels not afraid to speak their mind and to share their thoughts. It is in this environment, an environment based on openness and fairness, where learning will flourish. You can do this. I know you will. Number 8, be a reflective practitioner. And you thought now that you were finished your program that you would never hear those words again. And I see you're laughing, so you know what I mean. In all of our education programs, either at the BEd, the MEd, or doctoral level, I'm sure you heard your professors talking about being reflective practitioners. Well, it comes with the territory. Every September brings a new group of students your way. As you prepare for that new group of students, you will be looking at what you did the year before, what worked, what fell flat, and what was just an okay lesson. Being an effective teacher involves making that lesson even better, challenging your students even more, and setting higher goals for not only your students, but for yourself. You may not realize it, but becoming teachers, you can't help it. You will be constantly reflecting on your practice to be the best you can be, and that is a good thing. Number 7, celebrate difference. We are living in a world that is becoming smaller every day. Technology, human migration, and societal progress are just 3 factors that are bringing to the forefront the reality that we are all unique and have different needs. Celebrate this uniqueness. Celebrate difference. Encourage your future students to be who they are and not to conform to who they think they should be. They will thank you for this. Number 6, introduce critical issues into your classroom. Today's teachers have more responsibility than ever before. Your students will be watching television, surfing the net, and exploring virtual realities that we don't even know about today. They will have questions for you about what they see, what they hear, and what they read. You need to be prepared to welcome those questions and to encourage healthy discussions on what may be difficult topics. Just last week, I was in Ottawa for a national education conference, and each evening before I went to bed, I put the news on. What did I see? The proceedings of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that were laid out to attempt to make sense of the residential schools that are part of our nation's history. Depending on the level you teach, this will be a topic we need to talk about. As a country to move forward, we must talk about issues such as this. Number 5, be a leader. As a teacher, your students will look up to you. They will come to you for help with their schoolwork, with concerns in their personal life, and for just everyday advice. You may be the one adult that they see more than anyone else on a day-to-day basis. This responsibility is a big one. They need you to respect, and they need you to be there to look up to. Please don't let them down. Number 4, we're getting there. We're getting there. Practice the P's. They told me about the P's here, so I apologize for the P's. Practice emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to read and understand one's own and others' feelings. Empathy and compassion are just 2 concepts that come to mind. You might think this is one loosey-goosey thing to bring up, but I had to rank it quite high, as I firmly believe we are losing sight of this very quickly. Our fast-paced world, our dependence on emails and texts as our primary form of communication is causing people to write and say things without really thinking about what their words mean. Misunderstandings are rampant, and we are losing our ability to speak to one another with simple humanity. What are we creating here? This is one thing we have control over, so let's try to work on this. And now for my top 3. Number 3, learn to be a better listener. As teachers, we often find ourselves at the front of the room doing most of the talking. We love to talk. This is why we want to be teachers. We must remember, though, that the more effective teacher is the one who practices better listening skills. Over the years, I have learned so much from all of you, my students, from the stories you have shared with me, both in and out of class. I have learned by trying to be a better listener. This is something we all need to work more at. The rewards are worth it, trust me. Number 2, here we go. Implement the arts as an integral part of your curriculum. I told you I had to talk about the arts. I teach visual arts. I know you have all been waiting for this one. As an art education professor, this is what you expected me to talk about, so I hope I don't let you down. Research has proven, year after year, that schools with stronger arts programs have graduated students who are happier, healthier, smarter, and more content than those with no or little arts programming. Lois Hetland, a professor at Harvard University, has written, "Cultures are judged on the basis of their arts." Most cultures and historical eras have not doubted the importance of including the arts as part of every child's education. They are time-honored ways of learning, knowing, and expressing. And Albert Einstein wrote, "The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination." And may I ask you, where else in our curriculum do we exercise our imaginations more than through dance, drama, music, and my favorite, visual arts? And finally, my number one thought to share with you, and this is a simple one: display kindness and respect to one another. For me, this is the bottom line. As teachers, we set the tone in our classrooms. It's not rocket science. If we would like to be treated with kindness and respect by our students and our peers, we must make a concerted effort to practice what we preach. Our world has become one full of violence and anger. Just watch the news. As teachers, we can work to change that for the daily lives of our students. Let's give it a shot. And that concludes Peter's Top 10 List of Remunerations, Aspirations, and Introspections for you, the 2015 graduating class of Brock's Faculty of Education. At this point of my address, I would like to thank you all for your attention this afternoon. I think I went above my time limit that I was given, but I apologize for that. I hope I have not gone on for too long. I would like to thank my colleagues and my students. There's about 150 of you who I had the honor to teach here today, whose support has made this award that I received. I'm humbled by this award. You made it possible for me. You are my inspiration. I'd also like to thank my family who is here today. My mom, she's right in the front row, Monica, and my sister Jasmine, and my brother Ron, and to my dad who is watching from above. Thank you for your love and support over the years. Without it, I would not be here today. Again, it has been an honor to deliver this convocation address, and I thank you. But we're here for you. Congratulations to the Faculty of Education, graduating class of 2015. We are proud of you.